Uh, Good afternoon, everyone. Kind of had a late start this morning. I was up late last night. Got a lot on my mind with the move, and I still got to get all that stuff. I listed that cab, and I listed it for 200. The cab is still salvageable, and the back window is worth 200 alone. And nobody's called for me, which is surprising me. Nobody's called on it. And um it's a 2002 Chevy 2500 cab. It's actually still, like I said, still it's worth putting the money into and saving, and I really don't want to cut it, and scrap it. Um because I have the title, and that cab has, a VIN plate, it has value, and that frame, if the guy that's supposed to come today look at that motor, that frame, is it's not rusty, and I was planning on reinforcing it and taking my cab of my truck and putting it on that frame possibly, because it's a stronger frame. Though the one on the truck is there's nothing wrong with it. But I was gonna do some stuff for the channel and show people how to do these things. Are there other channels that do that? Yes. But those channels also, those people aren't like me. They don't have the knowledge or the way that I do things. Everybody's different, so my experiences are completely different than other people's experiences, so they do things differently. But as long as it gets done right, correct, it's all that matters. But right now, I gotta. So like these SD cards, man, I've been through a lot of them, and I'm having a hard time finding good ones. Um, so it's frustrating me because I travel a lot and I gotta have light stuff, and this is the best laptop I found so far that does what I need it to do. Um, and it's not much. It's only 128 gigabyte SD card in there, a hard drive. It's only got 4 gigs of RAM. It's a quad core, so it moves fast, for the most part. I run MX Linux on this machine, because I like the desktop, how it's just light. It doesn't take much resources to move, and I it's it's the most supported, most popular system right now on DistroWatch. I actually prefer to use Linux Mint, but surprisingly, Linux Mint was like it was really sluggish. It was sluggish. I don't know why, because the computer, should run Linux Mint no problem. This computer is a nice computer, um, but it didn't, and it was terrible how bad it was hanging up. So, I usually use Kali Linux for my networking stuff, my programming, my IT, my network analysis stuff. I do a lot of network management, communication stuff, and radio stuff, ham radio stuff. I gotta be able to communicate, and I gotta get my ham radio license too. So, because the ham radio, those airwaves, they're licensed, and you're not supposed to be playing anything over them, over that airwave if it's licensed. It's not yours. So, the government, they regulate that stuff. They have organizations that regulate this stuff so that things can operate properly. And people don't get hurt. Because you gotta remember they use frequencies and all those airwaves, to travel and fly planes through the air, and it's very dangerous stuff. So you gotta really know what you're doing, and a lot of people don't understand that. What it is that I'm gonna be doing. It's not just me sailing. It's, I'm it's a lot about Jesus and, Margarita and, what's going on with, laws and, stuff like that. But a lot of it's I'm going to be making topics about global warming and, the effects of it and, many other topics as well. But that's another goal of mine, because I've seen it. I've watched global warming happen, growing up in Michigan. I took you guys to the water, yesterday, and that water has risen significantly since I was a kid. That water, my father, my two older brothers' father, that's who carried my life, took us out on that water all the time. And the places that he would take us, down by the nuclear plant, the hot water discharge that would go up the side of the cooler towers, to cool off the heat that was, created from the nuclear plant. It there's these pipes that suck the water out of this, this little area, and the water goes up the pipes, and the heat, the pipes, the heat rises past the pipes, and since the cold water, the hot water is going in there, whatever. Anyway, the hot water goes back out to the lake, and you can swim there. And the reason why people went there during the 90s a lot is because it was warm. They called it the hot water pond. And the water has risen up so much, so high, that the hot water pond doesn't exist anymore. It's still there, but there's no sandbar to dock your boat, there used to be slides and a play place, and all that stuff for people. And that's, it's gone. It's completely underwater. And like the Toledo Beach, if you go to Toledo Beach, that was a really popular beach. You can't even swim. You can't, when you go to the lake, there's no beach anymore. The water has risen up over the beach. So, and if you think about it, right, the Great Lakes are huge. They're the biggest Great Lakes in the world, and fresh body of water in the world. And for the water to rise that high, you got to put it in perspective. That means that it Lake Erie isn't the only one that had to have risen, which means that the glaciers are melting, and the water level is rising. And it's rising faster and faster, more rapidly. And I've been doing a lot of research, studying the weather, because I'm gonna be out on the ocean, sailing, and I need to understand that stuff. And the more I study it, the more I see all this stuff going on. I got another phone call coming in. I probably should answer it, but I'm gonna finish the video. It's terrible at trying to pick up where you left off talking. It's hard that you don't remember where you left off. You forget things. It didn't look familiar, the numbers, so hopefully it's somebody that wants to buy my furniture, man. All this stuff is, I'm asking $750 for a matching dresser set. I got this dresser right here, one. I have the second dresser right here, which, matches. And then I have the, this, at the end of the bed, which matches, And this is solid, man. This is not IKEA or like China made stuff, This is heavy stuff. It's old, and it's worth a lot. And I also have the table. I got the table to match it, that stuff isn't cheap, It was over $5,000, just for the matching set. And I'm only asking $750, and it doesn't even have damage on it, it's got, like a couple stains here, but you can sand this back down. All you gotta do is take a sander, sand it back down, and, stain over it, and it would be brand new, That's why I buy high quality furniture. And I love art, and look at this table, man. Like, I gotta clean it. I got stuff going on. There's so much on my mind, but, like, look. My grandma was yelling at me for, eating on it without this, and I put some scratches in it, but I enjoy it. I use it. I love the table. It's a cherry, come on, cherry oak. That's expensive. Very expensive. And you don't see that stuff, man. And nobody has this stuff that I know my age, that's, people like me. No, they're not like me. And like, look, it hasn't even, the plastic was still on it when I got it, and the table was already 20 years old, older than that. The person that had it, has owned it for 20 years, and then, I keep it covered myself, I keep a towel on, which I gotta wash this stuff. But I'm selling it. I can't take it with me. And I would love to put it in the storage unit. But I could use the money as well, I make good money, but I gotta have money for margarita, for my family, for the boat, for other things, And like, look at this. This table's almost 300 years old. It's amazing, and it's handmade, from Romania. Like, look, dude, it was hand carved, and I got the matching chairs with it, and that's all original still. I got the chairs with it, and it's crazy because the table, it folds out on that side, on this side, so it gets bigger. It's got a drawer. It's beautiful stuff. My lamps are old, they're from the early 1940s, 50s, they don't make that stuff no more. All my china, which I gotta bring all that glass with me, a lot of that stuff, was given to me from my family. Like this stuff, man, you can't replace this stuff, man. Like, look at this, like, the dude's, got the Bible book. He's showing her, like, the precious Bible, and you can see, look at the gold. It's gold, that's real gold. That's real, That's all hand done, that wasn't done, it was, laid down by hand. That's not, it's nice stuff, and that's not the only one I have, I got the other one too, it's, he's standing there, look, he's standing there, trying to court her, he's trying to court her, and she's, like, oh my God, he's so hot, and, she's fanning herself off because she's blushing, but look, it's so beautiful, and, a lot of stuff I don't want to get rid of. I don't. It hurts. It hurts a lot. And, I just saved up money for, I love sound equipment, I make music. Like, just the speaker alone, the Infinity speaker, the center speaker, it's not part of the system, it was ordered special. I didn't like the way the center sounded. It wasn't clear enough for me, and what I do, so I needed it. And, I'm selling the whole system, and that's going with it. And part of me wants to bring it with me, and I can't drag all this stuff down there because I gotta go to all these places and record, and having all that stuff in the vehicle is gonna weigh it down, it's gonna be more of a hassle than what it's worth, and I can always replace the stuff. I can always order a new speaker, Did I lose on the money? Yeah. But, I know God, I know how God works, I'm selling my stuff for him and for Margarita. I'm selling my stuff to do this YouTube channel, I tell people, I'm limited, I'm limited on funds. And then you got to remember too, I'm going to be walking the Appalachian Trail, I quit an $80,000 a year job. I was making $80,000 a year, man. You know, and that was after I quit the $100,000 a year job because it was too much, 72 hours a week, and I was killing myself. I couldn't breathe. My feet. I cried every day I got up to wake. When I woke up, I started crying. My feet hurt so bad. To slip my feet in my boots, I couldn't even pull my feet. Like it hurt that bad. And I pushed myself, man. I'm the type of person that when I'm in hurt, I just push through it. That's how I was taught. Take a fucking painkiller and push through it. And it's not good that I got 5 screws in my knee. I have a separated shoulder. Like, you can see my shoulder, how far it sticks out, compared to the other one. Like, it's bad. And that hurts a lot, and I got a hernia mesh, I got plastic in my abdominal, groin area, my intestines, from, overlifting stuff, and working so hard all these years, and it's not easy. It's painful. If I stand for a long periods of time or walk for long periods of time, that mesh, you can feel it like stretching, like it, and it pulls on the muscles and it hurts. I gotta sit down. But I had a late start today. It's already noon. And I'm gonna be traveling. And I'm not gonna be able to make money like I am when I'm at home. I'm gonna be in different states and stuff. And I'm not gonna be at a wheel and deal like that as much. And these areas, I'm gonna not be familiar with them. Exactly just yet. So I'm gonna be learning them. I'm not gonna have time to make money, and I'm gonna be recording things for you guys and stuff. So, for everyone on the channel, so they can see the world, and it's not gonna be easy by myself. And I messaged the person I asked to go with me, and I'm waiting for him to respond. He's the only person that I feel comfortable enough, that I know, like, things, nothing bad's gonna happen, and I also know that a person will ride for me. Like, if something happens, like, I know, like, if I get hurt or something, I know that person knows what to do. That person's got me, But I have a feeling he's not going to want to go. And, people, they say one thing, do the other. That's how it always is. But, I want to make a video because, when you travel the way I do, you got to be able to, the money that you have, you got to be able to make money every day. You got to be able to replace what you're spending, and, this, I don't really agree with, putting needles in my arm. I don't like it. Even when I was strung out, on drugs, I very rarely use needles. But I'm about to go donate plasma. I like donating plasma, as far as helping people. They have turned my plasma into medication. And the reason why I'm going to go too, though, is I need the money. And I go through CSL Plasma. I like CSL because they have a incentive, they give you a bonus program, every time you donate, you get points add up. So, sometimes I go around, but I wanted to bring that up because traveling the way I do, you gotta have multiple ways of income. There's no really set way to, make money like that, and you gotta have money coming in at multiple places, multiple times, and coming from multiple places. So it's hard to do that. And another thing too, like plasma, when I donate plasma, I gotta really prepare myself, because when I do donate, first, I'm very high metabolism. I gotta make sure I'm hydrated, otherwise it will fuck me up. I will be so dehydrated, like I will end up in the hospital if I don't properly prepare, because because the next day I'm drained, and they take all that plasma out of you, that stuff, only humans produce it, so, it's, and your body needs that stuff, and I don't really want to donate, but I need the money, because I gotta supplement what I just spent, on food and stuff. So when you're traveling, or you're running a business, you gotta really separate things. You gotta separate your entities. You have to separate the companies and the organizations and your money. So like this $50 that I'm getting, I'm spending on myself for food and stuff. It's accounted for, but I don't add it to my ledger for what it is I'm doing for business. And another thing too, if you're running a business or you feed people, you are responsible for people, and you gotta know everything coming in, and you gotta know everything coming out. And all the businesses I've ran over the years, I find QuickBooks is probably the best. They got other stuff too I've used, but even regardless, none of that stuff matters if you don't fucking save receipts. You gotta save everything, man. I'm telling you, save your receipts. Just put them in your fucking wallet, bro. And at the end of the day, just get like a container like this, and put them in there. But make sure it's secure, in an area people aren't gonna be, handing that stuff, because you run a company and stuff, you gotta claim taxes at the end of the year. And people don't know what per diem is, carpe diem. The government gives you taxes off, gives write-offs for feeding people. So all my traveling and stuff, I gotta record, like, I gotta have documents and records of all the money that's being spent on me and other people. So like people that travel with me or working for me, they gotta save the receipts and hand them to me at the end of whenever they can. So if that's you make sure you save your stuff. It's really important for me to have that stuff, and for you too as well. If you're ever running a business, or you gotta have that stuff. I love this Burt's Beeswax. It's this, and I find Blistex, the white ointment tube, the medicated one is probably the best one. I've noticed for me. So yeah, but like I use Linux a lot. I use the command line a lot. The terminal, and the reason why I use it is it's really useful. My machine, I can remote into it from far away. I can be on a sailboat and my server at home with all this data that I'm going to be collecting, and videos and stuff. I'll be able to remote into it, and with really little data, I don't have to see all that stuff, all the pictures and stuff, I'll be able to just, log into it, which, you can do FTP transfers, FTP protocols, you can do, you can do all types of stuff, I like to use Telnet. That's how a lot of stuff, people don't understand how that stuff works, and when you're using the computer's doing that stuff in the background for you. You don't know it. And I'm the person that likes to know how stuff works, so that's what I spend a lot of time doing. So it's only 8 GB card, and it fills up so fast. So today I want to bring my laptop, and the reason why is, once it fills up, I can just, copy the videos, the data over to this, and then, put the card back in there, and I can keep recording. So yesterday I didn't have my laptop with me. I wanted to ride light, and I ended up not getting footage because of it. So, it's one of those things, I think I'm leaving too, so I didn't pay my internet bill this month. I'm not going to. I mean, I'll pay it later, but I'm not paying for it. I think it went out today finally. About to find out. Oh no, it's still on, so I can run an update. So like, people will go like here and run the actual program to update and stuff. But I like using the terminal. I'm I grew up in an era, like when computers were still, I was using Windows XP, you know what I mean? Before that, Windows Me, I grew up in that era, and I've always been interested in it. So what I'll do, I'm gonna just update the computer, make sure everything's good before I go, on packages and stuff. So I'm gonna ask the computer for administrator privileges, and I'm gonna say sudo, sudo. That's the term. And then I'm going to put SU. So I'm asking for administrator privileges that I want to be, a pound key, a hashtag. I want to be able to control and have access to the file system. And when you have access to the file systems, you got to be careful, because if you delete something or change something or, mess something up that's important, you can break the whole system. So it's really, you got to watch, you got to know what you're doing. So you put in sudo su, and then you type in your password, um, when you got root, you can do it other ways too. You can go like sudo su and then update, and then it'll just ask you for the password. But I'm used to working in the, I'm used to working in root, in the system. So, you type in ls, it'll list stuff, your directories and stuff. You can change directories, so you go like cd, which means change directory, space, and it's really case sensitive, it is. So, say I want to see what's on the desktop, so I got to type in desktop, right? And you hit enter, and then it says I'm in the home/retrospect desktop directory. Now let's see what's inside of that one. I'm going to type in ls, short for list, and then it tells me my GoPro folders in there, and the help, those programs. So, that's kind of how it works. So you type in clear, it will clear it, and give you more room so you can see. If you hit up or down, it goes back to the things that you recently typed in, which is helpful. But we're going to update. We're just going to go apt, because it's called aptitude, apt-get. I'm telling, aptitude to fetch, to get an update, space update, right? So I'm going to hit enter. Normally it would ask me for my password if I didn't log into root. And so it connects, see, it's connected to this website, http, dbn.org, and it's searching for these updates, and a lot of times people don't understand these updates and stuff are coming from universities. These systems they're developed by the university, kids, students and stuff. So it does say I have 2 updates available, from the actual program, but I'm running through the terminal. So, now I'm going to upgrade. So I'm going to tell it to upgrade, apt-get upgrade. And there's different, terms and parameters you can tell it, specifics, but right now I'm just, I just need a simple upgrade. So now it says the following packages will automatically be installed. There's only one, two. It says gvfs-bin, libpq5, and mx-welcome. So it looks like just some system stuff that needs to be updated. So it asks you, do you want to continue? You just type in Y for yes, N for no, hit enter. You hit enter, and it fetches the data. It's, it's going over the internet. Now it's installing the packages, and it's installed, and I'm updated. I clear it. And I'm good to go. I can exit. You can exit. You can type many things. I like to type exit because if I walk away, somebody comes over here and the desktop's on. They have access to my system, and they can change stuff without me knowing or my permission. So, it's this laptop, it's, all that data, and, you gotta remember, I'm going to be transferring money around the world, the Bitcoin and all that stuff, and stuff's got to be secure. And there's going to be money on there too, Bitcoin is data, so I got to have a hard drive with all my Bitcoin. If I lose that hard drive, it's worthless. I'll lose my money. So it's complicated, and say I have the hard drive, with all the data and the boat and Salt gets to it, you gotta, a lot of my money's gonna be on Bitcoin. It already is, I got, my Cash App has 70 grand in it, and it's not easy to do that type of stuff, man, and the bank account, like everything I got going on, it's tough. Doing everything legally too, that's hard to do, and live this lifestyle, on the go, and you know, um, limited on stuff, I I try not to, like, I'll go 2 days without eating sometimes. I have the money, obviously, but I can't. I this dream of mine. I want it so bad, and the travel around the world on a sailboat is not cheap, man. It's not. Just to get down to Florida is not going to be cheap, and I gotta be able to replace this money when I head down there, and not working, quitting my job heading down there, it's not that easy, and I make money off the internet other ways, but it's not consistent, like coming in every day, weekly basis. It's not dependable, I gotta go out of my way to get this money, you know what I mean? And write programs, and, I gotta do stuff for people. It's not a passive income, it's skilled work, it's skilled labor, I do the labor and then I get paid. It's not passive income. And it's hard to get passive income from multiple places. And you gotta remember too is I'm gonna be traveling the world, so I gotta have a place where all this stuff is going to, like a PO box, and a lot of times you gotta have people helping you, and all that stuff is important, and people lie and do crazy shit. But I'm about to get ready and head out. I'm gonna try to. I don't know if I'm gonna head downtown later today, or if I'm gonna hit the trails today. It's nice out, so I'm really thinking about hitting some trails today. Um, I got once I get all this stuff going, I still got more time to get downtown, and get you guys some, footage, nightlife and stuff, and I would like to put some money to the side a little bit, and maybe take you guys somewhere, that it's cool to go down there, there's many things to do in Detroit. It's beautiful down there. We have a really good culture of people, man. Our people are really down to earth, hard people. I love Michigan, and all the places that I've been to, traveling. I know a lot of it has to do because I lived here my whole life, but our food is different than other places. Like, they don't have delis in Coney Islands like we do, in a lot of other places, and if you do see them, it's because of us, that person was from this area, and that stuff came about because of our area, and Coney Island food, and deli food is the best, and that's another thing. I want to take you guys to some cool food places, so I gotta get some money together, I gotta be able to replace what I'm spending. And, I'll be making videos on it. That's why it's so important for me to talk about it, so people are aware of what it is that I'm going to be doing. And, they'll know to, they'll know to follow my channel and, expect to be seeing these things. So, and if that's another thing, if I tell someone I gotta do it, I'm doing this, I gotta do it, and it ain't always easy to do the things you want to do when people, things happen, things change. That's why, it's so important. That's why I talk about it so much. And I write about it, on my Facebook and stuff. Change, that nothing ever stays the same. The Bible clearly says that as well. It clearly speaks about it. And that's, I've been waiting to do some more videos on that too, actual studying, me breaking down, chapters and and videos and me talking about, the scenarios and, what happened in that chapter, and a lot of people, when they read the Bible, half the time, the reason why they don't get anything is because they'll read a chapter, they'll read the whole book, and they won't reflect on it, You're supposed to, that chapter, you're supposed to read it, you know what I mean? And you're supposed to imagine being that person in that situation, and, what would you do in that situation? And then you try to think like, okay, now I know why that person made that decision. Because the Bible has, listen, man, if you like war or murder or anything like that, the Bible is the best one. Out of all the books I've read, the Bible's got it. It's on, listen, man, incest, rape, murder, war, biological warfare, believe it or not, you see it, the people poison, that's biological warfare. Same thing. It's crazy. I'm about to go check my mail. I'm getting my papers today from parole. I'm supposed to be off parole. I'm getting my... in fact, I just got a call. I probably should call my parole officer. She said she was coming today. So, she said if I wasn't home, she's just gonna put my stuff in the mail, but, I'd like to see it, shake her hand. She was actually really nice. So, a little bit about that situation. When I came home from prison, I got a job working immediately, and I got a really good job when I came home. I was making over $100,000 a year, and but I was working 72 hours a week. I was 12-hour shifts, 6 days a week. It was a lot, and but I was on tether, and the parole agent that I had only did tethers, and she only did the Detroit area. And when I came home, I didn't want to live with nobody. I didn't. I want to live on my own. I didn't want to live with my dad. I didn't want to live with my brothers. I didn't want to live with a girl. I just wanted to be by myself, And I didn't have a home, I didn't have anybody to say, hey, can I stay there, And when you're on parole, you come home, they want to know where you're at all times, And so they put me in a halfway home, I was in a church kind of type setting, but it was rough, I was over there in Dexter Ave and, in Detroit, and, that's gangbanger nation. That's every block, is, they got stuff going on over there, wars, and I don't want to be in the middle of, pass by, drive by, that stuff happens all day over there. Every corner you see a stuffed animal on the corner on the block, it's rough over there. And she wouldn't let me live where I wanted to live. What's pissed me off is I was making more money than her. She got jealous and she actually tried to lock me up because of it. And it's sad that she did this, it's crazy that she would do this. A parole officer actually, it's crazy. Blows my mind. But she wouldn't let me live where I want to live, and I wanted to live in a motel for right away. You know what I mean? I wanted to have my own place until I got my house. She said, "No, I don't want that. You can't live on your own. You're not capable of doing it. You're being back in prison." And I'm like, well, "You don't know who I am. What are you talking about? Like, you have no idea who I am." And so she went on vacation, and I called our supervisor. As soon as she went on vacation, I called the supervisor and told her supervisor, that the gentlemen that were in the halfway home with me, sharing the room with me, were smoking crack and carrying guns, and I wasn't really lying. Dude was really, going out, getting high, coming back, in the middle of the night, The guy that watched the house, he don't give a fuck he's there to get a paycheck, man. He ain't there to watch every grown man, So I got to he said, yeah. He's like, where are you going to go? I was like, I'm going to go to the motel. He's like, well, that costs money. He's like, how are you going to be able to afford it? I'm like, yeah. I'm like, I work, I'm like, you can see clearly, that I work at Ferris. I work 72 hours a week. I was like, I'm making $1,200 to $1,600 a week, like after taxes. And he let me go. He's like, you got 2 hours to get to the motel and give me an address and a room number. I'm going to open up your tether and then we'll change it over. And then, your parole officer will, when she gets back, she'll, you'll deal with her when she gets back. I'm like, all right, bet. So he transferred it, I had my own, I found a motel over there on Michigan Avenue and it was nice. It was huge. I had my own bathtub. It was like a economy, like one of those little tiny apartments, with just a single bedroom. I had a fridge, dude, it was nice, man. And coming home from where I was at, it was nice. And it was my own place, I didn't have nobody telling me I can't have nobody over. And like at the halfway house, I couldn't have no one over, no girls, no guys, nobody. Like I couldn't even have people pull in the driveway. They were really weird. Like nobody's allowed to pull in the driveway. You gotta walk out there. Like why? That's stupid. So I got into the motel and when she came home, she was mad, bro. She was heated. She was like, this is bullshit. I told you you're not allowed to do this and that. And I'm like, you're trying to control where I stay. It's against the law. I was like, as long as I'm in the state of Michigan, I can be anywhere I want in the state of Michigan. You can't tell me where I can stay and not stay in the state. That's not your job. And I'm to the point where people, that, I'm really intelligent and people don't like it because, I get put in these situations and, I've been through so much in all these situations and I point out the bad all the time and people don't like it, and they get upset with me and get mad at me when I point out the bullshit and, and puts me in situations a lot of people want to. People try to get me in trouble they don't even know me. Like the other day, on Facebook, it was really frustrating for me on Facebook. People want to, actually, here's my parole officer now. Hello.
Hey.
I was hoping you're coming soon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
See everyone? You work hard, it's worth it.
Yes.
It
okay,
is.
You are all set. Good luck to you.
Yes.
We don't want to see you back.
You won't.
Okay.
You won't.
I am going to send all that. All your stuff's gonna be closed out today.
All right.
And other than that, good luck.
Thank you. I'm working so hard for it.
Yeah. That's good. You did find a.
I didn't do anything wrong. That's why.
That's what I'm saying. You did find. So you stole those court fees.
Yeah, that's right.
Those. I'm gonna go ahead and discharge you with restitution owing.
Okay.
Send the forms up.
Yeah.
We're still gonna collect from you.
Yeah, that's awesome. I'm excited to get it all paid off and move on.
Okay.
I appreciate you. Thank you.
Harrison.
Thank you.
Good luck to you,
You
okay?
too. Thank you.
All right.
I love what you do. Appreciate you.
All right. Have a good day.
You too. See, it's amazing, man. Like, look. Department of Corrections Parole Board Order of Discharge from Sentence, May 11th, 2023. Signed by Michigan Parole Board. Christy Greenwood, parole officer. So that was just talking about. See her? She was really cool, She worked with me, you know what I mean? She helped me out, She, when I came home, I didn't have a vehicle right away, And she went out of her way and got me bus tickets, you know what I mean? Like, and was helping me with the job, trying to help me with the job, even though I had my own job right away, she's doing it for the right reasons. She, the other girl, maybe she's been through some stuff, because people that go to prison, most people that go, they come home, they're not trying to change, and they go in and come out worse. There's only two things you can do when you go in prison, man. You can either go in there to get worse, or there's three, you die, and you come out better. And I came out better because I took the time to study. They had library there. They had computer systems there. They had, they have to be able to provide you with all these legal things for you to study your case. If you can't afford a lawyer, even though they appoint one to you, but those lawyers, they're not there for you, most of them. There's only one that has ever been there for me when it comes into trouble. And, a lot of situations that I got put in weren't even because of me. I've done time because of other people. And the lying, I've done time because of a woman lying. She really lied, and I didn't do anything. I've never hurt a woman. I've never put my hands on a woman physically to hurt them. The closest I've came was a girl that ruined my brand new. I had bought a brand new fucking polo. It was a Ralph Lauren. It wasn't even polo. Ralph Lauren's expensive. And she fucking grabbed my shirt and fucking ripped all the buttons down and ruined the shirt because her girlfriend sat next to me on the couch and she got jealous. Like, first of all, why are you bringing your girlfriend over my house anyways if you're gonna be jealous? You know what I mean? Second, like, I didn't even do anything. Like, your girl looked at me, man. Like, don't bring your girlfriend over. And she just was a drunk, She was an alcoholic. She was bad. She was bad with her child. Her child was like 3 years old and did not listen at all, would throw temper tantrums, broke my TV, throw his bottle everywhere, like... It was bad. And she had to get so frustrated because of her alcohol problem, her attention span wasn't, she'd get frustrated really quick. And she had a crib, right? She had a crib, bro. And those gates you can put like to block the kitchen for your child? She had that on top of the crib, and they had it bungee corded. And she would take her son and put her son in the crib, and bungee cord it shut, and then go grab a bottle, heat it up, turn on the TV, and toss the fucking bottle in the cage that she just created, the jail cell that she just created for this kid, and shut the fuck up, watch TV, I can't stand you. Like, what? The kid is 3. And, and that's why it's so important to get to know people. I didn't even know all this stuff, you know what I mean? This girl, till she already started, like, moving in, man. Like, I was already dating her, and, I didn't, she hid this stuff, from me. And, she moved in, and, like, it was bad. Like, I always kept a pint of vodka in my freezer, for times, I want to have a good time, relax, sit back. I was driving this woman to work every morning, and taking her kid to, daycare, and, and I had a problem too, I was doing $400 or $500 worth of heroin every day, up my nose, and cocaine, and, she's drinking, but, like, when you drink, and even when you do heroin, you gotta really be careful, especially with the stuff these days. It's not real. It's fake. It's just, but, I found out she was drinking, and I didn't even know this whole time she was drinking. She was going in my freezer and taking the vodka and putting it in her coffee and drinking it before I even got up in the morning, and, and to take her. And how I even found out is I wanted some coffee, and fucking, it's early in the morning, I fucking take a sip of it, and all I taste is vodka. And I was feeling nauseous that morning too, because I was high, I was getting fucked up. I was on dope. And it just instantly, what the fuck? Why the fuck you have vodka in your coffee? Man, she, this, and, and I couldn't say anything to her, like, cause, she was doing the stuff too. She didn't know either. So, that was the problem with the relationship right there, It wasn't even the fact that we didn't like each other. Is that, we both had problems that we're ashamed of and guilty, and, we're hiding it from each other. And you can't do that. If you want a relationship to work out, that will never work out. It won't. It's not possible. Don't try that. You're going to hurt yourself more than you hurt the other person. The other person is just going to be mad at you, and hateful, and maybe even revengeful. So don't do it. I mean, if you're conscious of it, You know, you can't. How are you supposed to know what to do if you're not conscious of it, you know, or think of it? That's the problem. People don't understand or think, you know. They expect everyone to know these things, you know, like you're supposed to know this and don't do that. But no one clearly taught that person, that child, or, you know, that person how to do those things. And so how is that person supposed to know? You know? That's why it's so important to forgive. And you don't know people's intentions, what they've been through, why they did what they did, you know? You don't know. You can assume, but assumptions get you in trouble. I try not to assume anything. I really don't. I'll read somebody, you know, I'll assume that they're a certain way, but I've gotten to the point in my life where, like, I know not to expect anything from people, you know, like, I don't ever expect anything from anyone. I already started, like, a compost pile back here, you know, I was gonna extend this garage, you know, I had a lot of plans for this property, man, you know, and the old man next door, that house, you know, was for sale, and I was thinking about buying both houses, and, you know, like, all this property right here, you know, and, like, eventually, you know, if that house went for sale, you know, I buy that house, and, you know, turn this whole area into one big piece, you know. But, because these houses are cheap over here in Detroit, man. You know, I can get a home for $50,000, $80,000, $100,000, you know. You can't do that in other places, you know. You know, that house was for sale, you know. It was only going for $100,000, you know. So, but things change, you know. I was trying to make it work with my dad. You know, I came home and my dad helped me out, you know. My dad was the only one that answered my phone calls or called when I was in prison, you know. None of my family wrote me or called me, or ex-girlfriends or friends, you know. Very little. Very, very little, you know. Of course I had people contact me, but it wasn't as many as you would think, you know. Which hurt me, you know, because I thought I had connections with these people, you know, and, you know, I worked really hard, you know, to establish a relationship with these people. And then when I get in trouble, you know what I mean, and they don't talk to me, what sucks is they're not any better than me. So it was like, okay, it was messed up, man. The way they act and the way they treat people, and it's terrible. That's why I do these, why I'm doing these videos. I gotta eat. I haven't ate yet. You know, it's already noon. It's noon. I haven't ate. It's been a late start. I woke up late, man. I was up late last night. So much on my mind. I gotta eat, and I gotta ride. I gotta ride to the other side of the city just to donate, you know, and go get some money. So I gotta buy a boat, you know. I can't touch the money that I have. You know, I gotta buy all this equipment, and all that stuff isn't cheap, man, you know, and I don't know what I've never done this before, so I don't know, you know, I don't know if, you know, I'm gonna make mistakes, you know what I mean? I'm gonna end up breaking stuff, you know, I'm gonna have to, you know, compensate for that, you know. You know, I'm really smart. I fix things, I build things, you know, I invent things all the time, man. But it doesn't change the fact that accidents happen, you know. So, yeah, I noticed that these videos are like an hour long, which is fine with me. If people are watching my videos, I'm happy, man. I'm all for it because of what I speak about, you know. They're gonna be learning something. They're gonna be, you know, a better person at the end of the day if they listen to what I'm saying and put it into action, you know. I know that for a fact because it's made a difference in my life, you know. Look, man, I've been through a lot. Bro. You know, like, I've seen a lot, done a lot. Yeah. Take your time, man, for people. Go out of the way for people. It's worth it. It's worth it. You gotta make sure you go out of the way for the right people, though. And to know that you have to ask God for that, you know? You have to ask Him for it. You do. You have to. You have to ask him for it. It's not. If you don't ask him for it, he ain't gonna give it to you. You don't have it because you do not ask. The Bible clearly, Jesus says that clearly. You don't have it because you do not ask. And when you ask, you must believe that he's gonna give it to you. That you already have it. That it's coming. That's the only way. That's the only way you're gonna ever get what it is you're truly seeking for. That's the truth. That's the truth. Listen, man, I've been smoking marijuana a long time, man. This Nirvana, it's the cream of the crop, man. I prefer indica more than sativa. Sativa gives me like anxiety a lot. It depends on the strand. It makes me paranoid too sometimes. I handle it well though. But they got three strands, that they always keep black, gray, and white. White's sativa, gray is a hybrid, and black is your straight indica. And it's really good weed, man. It's really good quality. And the price is right too, an eighth is only $23. And I can make an eighth. If it was any other weed, I'd smoke a whole eighth in a day. No problem. And this weed, man, it not only does it taste really good, it doesn't burn. Like, they flush it well, they flush the plant well. And it tastes good, man. It every single strand I've had, it tastes good. Like, it's amazing, this company that grows this stuff. It's I got their keychains, and you know what I mean. I spent a lot of money with them, a lot of money. Their pre-rolls are actually better. You get more for your money if you buy the pre-rolls. You get 5 joints in a box with Element cones. They're Element cone papers, which I prefer the raw over the Elements paper-wise. But you get more for your money. So, you're getting, it's almost a gram a joint. So you're getting 5 grams almost for the same amount. And it's already pre-rolled too. So, you don't have to roll it. But, that also takes the enjoyment out of it. I like, breaking up the weed and smelling it, and, hanging out with people, But Nirvana, man, I'm telling you, I've been smoking a long time. I know there's other companies, that, I'm sure is better, or, maybe cheaper, or, whatever it is. But in my area where I shop at the Flower Bowl, that's the one I like going to. And the reason why I like going to it is it don't feel like a doctor's office. I don't feel like I'm a number. Everybody's personable there, it's like it's a little cool spot to hang out, and, it's personable. People, the people that work there, they're there to help you, they wanna make sure that you get, you get the right, medication for you, the right taste, the right, what is your problem? What are you having problems with? I mean, you might not even be having problems, you might want to just use it for creativity. A lot of times riding a bike too, all these miles that I ride, you ride 20 miles, you're tired, you're hurt, you're sore, you're run down, and you smoke a joint, you take a couple puffs, and you're new again, and you're not high, like, you don't get strung out like on other substances, you're it's good for you, man. I'm telling you, marijuana's good. It's good for people. It's not, I don't agree with people smoking it at a young age. If you're, you gotta be responsible with it, just with anything else, it's definitely better than alcohol. That's a fact. See, it's already 1 o'clock, and I'm not even out there yet. I'm normally out there already. It's bad. Late start today. I can't be doing that with people on the boat. You know, I can't be doing that at all ever. So now, you know, I gotta go get everything ready. You know, get the GoPro set up, and I gotta get all that stuff. You know, some lady messaged me today from my these dressers. She hasn't responded back though yet, but it'd be nice today. She'd come today or tomorrow. That's $750. Could use it. That money I got, you know, in my Cash App stuff is my bank account. It's for the boat. You know, it's for equipment. It's for, you know, it's for this car. It's for, you know, it's for all these different things. And, you know, I can't. It's tough, man, doing this. It's tough. It's not easy selling all your possessions and taking off, you know, and chasing your dreams and going after a woman that you're in love with that you haven't, you know, you haven't been with more than a year. It's tough, you know. But, you know, I got a guy with me. He tells me, he's telling me to go, you know. So, tonight I'm gonna update this GoPro. I'm gonna actually log on to my Windows laptop. I have a Dell business laptop. Dell's probably the best bang for your buck, man. I'm serious. They make really high quality stuff. And the reason why I buy Acer laptops is because they're cheaper laptops. And the reason why they're cheaper laptops, they're not cheaper quality. They don't charge as much for them. And the reason they can do that is because Dell and the companies, you know, they test all these chips before they make the computer. And if the chips don't meet, you know, specifications, requirements, they get discharged, you know, discarded, and you know, sold back. You know, they get sold, and Acer buys them, you know, at a wholesale price, at a liquidated price, because of, you know, the you know, they didn't pass inspection, and they go through them, and, you know, they you know, test everything, make sure, you know, that they can use it for whatever purpose they're using it for, and they're able to sell the laptops cheaper. That's why they're called backpack specials. Why, if you go to Walmart, you know, that's what you'll see mostly. So don't let anybody ever tell you Acer's not good. Acer's a good company. Really good company, actually. Don't ever let them tell you this. Yeah, don't ever let anybody tell you Acer's not good. Acer's actually really good. So is this company. It's really hard to find a good pen, marijuana pen. The batteries, they don't last long on a lot of them, and doesn't help I lose them. But this is the best one I find. The reason why I like this one is, one, you don't have to push the button to smoke it. As soon as you start dragging on it, it kicks on. And the cartridges also, they clog up too. So sometimes like the other ones, they don't have the button, you know, you just drag on it. But the problem is if there's no airflow, the battery doesn't turn on and doesn't get hot. So if it's clogged, you can't smoke it. So this one has the button, so I can heat it up, and it you know, it heats up that oil, and I'm able to get a hit from it, you know. It's not clogged anymore because it dries up, you know. And another thing too is the battery lasts a while, man. They're high quality, and it's in an aluminum cylinder. You know, that's hard to find too. Like all these other ones, they break easily. You know, and it comes losing them. That's probably the worst thing. I always lose them. Like right now, there's a black one around my house somewhere that has a cartridge on it, brand new cartridge, and I don't know where I put it. I set it down for a second and it's gone. So I gotta actually charge this up before I go. So, you know, I got my backpack ready and stuff, and I got my laptop in there. I got the thing in there. This charging station's amazing. One of them already died though. I gotta get another one. They're great, dude. You know, I got, you know, friends come over, they got iPhones mostly, you know, I got Android, you know, I run an iPhone. I gotta get one eventually. My iPhone that I had was old. It was an iPhone 6. You know, honest. And I had it before I got locked up, you know. So, it was junk. But, yeah, you know, people come over, you know, they gotta be able to charge up, you know. The same thing with the boat, you know, I gotta be able to. That's another thing, the battery banks and the solar power, you know, I gotta put all that stuff. I gotta figure out, I'm gonna be running a lot of equipment. So, you know, a normal sailboat, you know, the person that's running the sailboat, you know, they're not, you know, when I get the boat, you know, they're gonna be like, oh yeah, you know, the power is great, you know, I watch TV all day long, and I'm like, dude, I need more than power just for them to watch TV. You know, I gotta stream all this content and stuff, and I have a really good idea. I'm really thinking about, so on top of the sail, you know, the mast, the boom, you know, I'll mount a camera, and be able to stream it live, periodically for people, you know, while I'm sailing into a port or somewhere interesting, you know, and it can be recorded so people have, you know, they can see these areas, you know, they know, and it will help for me too, you know, for, you know, study purposes and for tracking data and for, you know, coming back, and, you know, and all these different things. So, but I'm about to get off the phone, man. You know, it's been an hour already talking. Surprised if anybody listens to me. But I gotta get packed up to go. I think I'm gonna go ride some trails today. I really do. So after I go donate and stuff, I got the camera ready and everything. I'm gonna bring my laptop today. So, where I rode on my YouTube, there's more trails. You know, more west, from where I was at, and I've ridden through them. But this was years ago, you know, and they redid all of it, you know, and so I'm excited to go there. I'm gonna go see what else I can do, you know, jump, and, you know, it feels good to ride again, you know, I feel, you know, doing tricks and stuff, you know, I haven't done that stuff since I was, you know, teenager, you know, early 20s, you know, and it feels good that I still got it, you know, you know, I'm 34, and having 50 pounds on your back, you know, 40 pounds, you know, and riding a bike, you know, down a side of a hill, you know, and you're doing 40 miles an hour, and you're hitting jumps, you know what I mean, and you're tabletopping them, that's not, you know, with all that weight on your back, it's not easy. Dangerous too, you know, and I don't want to get hurt, man, I really don't. I got so much going for me, and, you know, if I get hurt, you know, it slows everything down, you know, and, you know, I gotta get down there for Margarita, and, you know, that's really important to me. So when, you know, all these recordings, me going down the Appalachian Trail and finding these spots for you guys, and me doing tricks, you know, it's really heavy on my mind. Like, I want to show you guys, you know, some cool stuff, you know, I can do, and, you know, these cool spots, but I also can't risk hurting myself either. So everything's kind of, it's got to be, you know, everything I do it's got to be really thought about, and, you know, and if I do something like that, I got to make sure it's done right the first time, you know, and I execute it and carry on, you know. I'm going to be out there by myself, you know, and the person that I message, I don't think they're going to go with me. So, you know, if I get hurt, and, you know, I'm out in the middle of nowhere. So it's going to be, you know, I'm going to be really watching myself, you know. So, yeah. But I might get off here. I'll talk to you guys later once I get down to the trails, maybe, you know. I gotta set everything up, you know, and things change too, you know. I might get down there, it might start raining, you know, I don't know. You know, I might get a phone call for my stuff. If I get a phone call for any of my, you know, belongings to go, you know, I'm selling it, I gotta turn around and go. So then, you know, I don't get no footage, you know. Which, you know, I gotta have content for people to watch and to, you know, I gotta have people wanna watch and for me to make money, you know, off YouTube and, you know, and share it with people. You know, gotta upload videos. I gotta talk. I gotta, you know, so, and I wanna get cool stuff, you know, I love talking for everyone and, you know, telling people my perspective on life, but, you know, that'll get boring after a while. You know, I've only got so many stories, and then I gotta start lying, you know. I don't like to do that no more, so, yeah, I got a safe. You gotta have a safe. That's another thing, man. Listen, you got to have a safe. Always have a safe, you know? Just get one. Get one, you know? You gotta have one. Don't ever think otherwise. You gotta have a safe, man. People only steal from you, really, if they're close to you. If they know you, people only steal from you because they believe that you owe them something, you know? They believe that, you know, whatever it is you got, that's what they believe, man. And so it's justified in their head, you know, and they'll go out of their way. They'll go to extreme measures to, you know, do whatever it is they're trying to do. And if it's, you know, if it's in the safe, they got to take the safe, right? It slows them down. So if it's bolted to the ground, it's even better. So, yeah. So I always bring this with me. I charge it every night. This is the best flashlight I found so far for traveling wise. Even though I broke the thing right here, the clip, it's been the best one, man. I've dropped it in water, you know, it's got a magnet so it sticks on stuff. You know, I can charge it. It charges my phone. If my phone dies, I can plug in the USB. You know, it has this flashlight, you know, it has a night light so I can read books, you know, my Bible and stuff at night, you know, and it does different, you know, brightness. And then this one, I love this one because at night I can read, and if, you know, I'm outside or, you know, I hear a noise, I can turn it off and my eyes are still adjusted to the dark. I'm not temporarily blind for a second. And that's really important to me traveling. I've been in situations, you know, in war, you know, he's shooting guns and, you know, if somebody's shooting at you, that's important, you know. The little second is everything. So that's why I got it. Plus it does this too. So, you know, if I'm riding my bike down the freeway, you know, at night or, you know, I'm in an emergency situation, that's a very useful tool. People will see it, you know. They'll be like, what is flashing over there, you know? And I'm on the ground, broken legs, you know, broken arms. I can't, you know, crawl my way out. So my option is this. That's another thing I've been thinking about. You know, I'm gonna be on Appalachian trails and stuff. I'm thinking about getting one of those life keys. You know, like for the old people, you know, the life thing. You know, I just click it, you know, and they'll come out and get me. It's really important to have that, I think. You know, and I don't know how all that stuff works. If you gotta be old, you know, to have it or not. I'm sure you can get it. And another thing too, you know, the GPS I have, a handheld GPS, I'm not happy with it. I was gonna show you guys it, but I'll make a video on it maybe. You know, right now I'm just kind of freestyling everything right now, you know, I don't have everything together yet, you know, and I wanted to, you know, I gotta get used to making the videos and, you know, setting everything up and stuff, and I wanted to show you guys that process, you know. So that's, you know, that's why I called it life, you know, life stories, perspectives, you know, because I wanted to document my life, and what it is I'm going to be doing, because it's the sailing life. Not people want to do it, but people get intimidated and scared and discouraged, you know, and so do I. So that's why I'm doing it, you know. It helps with my motivation too. So yeah, But I'm gonna go. I'm gonna get off. I gotta go. I'm gonna make food, get some food. I'm gonna go donate and go riding and get you guys some footage hopefully. And then on my way back, grab some groceries and I gotta finish packing up. Hopefully that's how it goes today. That's the plan. You know, that doesn't mean it's gonna go that way exactly, but that's the plan. So I'm headed out, guys. I will talk to you guys later as soon as I get some cool stuff for you guys. You know, have some more stuff to talk about. So y'all have a blessed day, man. God bless. Take care. Seriously, go out of your way for somebody. Give somebody $1 or something. You know, I smoke with bums all the time. I give them my weed. I don't like smoking after them, so I'll smoke like the joint. You know, half the joint, and I'll just give them the other half. You know. So yeah, go help somebody today. Y'all take care. Peace out.